Jajan! Holy shit, you can see my Canva. Look at me, I got a table upgrade. Isn't my table looking nice? Bro is gonna be a VTuber. What is bro cooking? Peesh mystery debut. Holy shit. You know that the presentation is gonna be great if you see that the title is using Comic Sans as the font. But yeah, go grab some snacks, maybe get some drinks, because it's gonna be a 50-page long presentation. But yeah, what was I cooking for? Sadly, I don't remember how many months I had this idea, but it's been a while. But, you know, before we go to the reveal, I want to look back to our Subathon first. We streamed for 10 f***ing days consecutively. I don't even remember how many hours it was in total. And we managed to reach the stretch goal. And I am so happy that we didn't reach 1K because I honestly don't want to sing. I was honestly quite scared. I think there's an all-time high of 784 subscribers. So this is surprisingly my biggest subathon ever. So cheers on that, cheers on that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you all. Let me go next. And look at the banner we managed to finish, you know? It's kind of nice to see all the people that contributed. And I don't know, it gives me a little bit of a fuzzy feeling, you know. Moving on, we got MacWeird, this absolute chat of a pumpkin, gifting 340 gifted, if I'm not mistaken with the count, but I'm pretty sure it's 340 gifted. Jesus Christ, man, what a rich guy. And followed with Kiba-kun and It's a Trap. But yeah, I'm gonna reveal the award later on in the presentation, so look forward to that. I also want to thank you, the mods, the goated mods, and the new mods as well. Of course, Tyra being the most loyal, the most amazing mod so far. Has been my mods for I don't know how many years, but Tyra always has my back, so I really appreciate Tyra, my guy. Although I'm not probably the best disciplined streamer, and Tyra often nags at me for that, but we good. I also want to thank you, Belufo, for making most of my emotes, Hey Heart for making the BGM, and also John King Sol for making my toggles, this one and this one, the drinking one. Thank you to those guys. Also for the contributors, the raiders, and the lurkers. You are all very important. We actually are starting the path to partner now, unlike before, which we don't really. If we get partner Peesh, that's gonna be great. I want to say thank you to everyone. Even the lurkers, like, the lurkers are actually one of the very integral parts of the streaming, because it gives me free viewers, and that's really great. That's just amazing, you know. But now, let's go look back a little bit, a few years ago. Actually, I didn't start as Peesh-san way back. 5-6 years ago, I started as Peasant-san. So to those OGs here, you probably remember me being Peasant-san. My tag name was Peasant Nanodes. I think I spent like a good 2 years with that username. I switched to Peesh-san because I like the idea of being a catfish VTuber and calling my chatters Hitotachi. I've been a freelance artist for about 6 years now, and then my first stream was on September 2, 2003. How many years ago was that? I've been streaming for about 3 years now, I guess. I didn't really remember this exact date. I didn't stream for I don't know how long after that stream, and then it kind of went snowballing again from there. And look at me! 1.9 average viewers way back. And then I think I started again streaming, but I don't remember when exactly. And then I started streaming consecutively, and I managed to reach affiliate of Twitch for like within the week. But yeah, looking back, I didn't really see myself being an active streamer. It might not be obvious, but I'm actually quite introverted. But you know, I'm surprised that I'm still streaming till this day, honestly. Kind of a crazy character development right there. But yeah, I guess I'm still streaming. And now, not only did we have Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter, we also have YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon. And I am not a social media person, but out of necessity to promote my commissions and art, I had to expand my horizons and go to other social medias as well. But this is not possible if it wasn't for my editor and social media manager, Bingkuuu. You can call him Editor-san. He's the one handling my TikTok and YouTube. And as a artist, I've been like super busy with like, you know, commissions and projects and actually drawing. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't really consider like expanding to other social media platforms because, you know, it's a lot of time to invest. Also, a few months before this debut, managed to graduate actually. Bro, we actually getting education. Wow, technologia. Yeah, shout out to TUP. I am a TUP alumni. I graduated architecture. So the question is Peesh gonna be an architect? Should I be designing buildings with boobas and white hair? Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you take it, I won't go architect. Not because I don't like architecture. I actually like architecture, but not as much as I like VTubers and making art and, you know, working with clients. But yeah, so what is Peesh gonna do now that I am escaping reality and not being employed? I'll them. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be an alcoholic, please. It's not good. So that actually brings me back to my debut. So what the f am I even working on in this debut? Is it a new Peesh model? Is the model gonna be white haired? Is it gonna be live 2D Peesh? Am I gonna be human? Am I gonna still be catfish? I don't know, man, but let's see. Peesh had us in the first half, not gonna lie. For the longest time, I've been telling chat that I'm more of an artist than I am a streamer. Art is like literally my #1 passion. I wouldn't trade off my art, like my art career, for anything else. Which brings me to this. This is the solution for being unemployed. So instead of signing up for a job application, I decided to be self-employed. And I now am the proud owner of Peeshbowl Art Studio. Yippee! Clappies in chat. Yay! I am self-employed. I be paying taxes for real. I've been working on this for God knows how long. I first had the idea, I think 4th or 5th year architecture, somewhere in between. I've had that idea to, you know, start my own art studio, but I was like, I don't really want to do that while I'm working on theses. That's probably gonna kill me, you know. Living alone and being in 5th year architecture, working on theses, and also streaming, and also working on commissions, and also doing sports. That's it's not an easy task to juggle all those stuff. So I decided not to work on it just yet. But that allowed me to have quite a bit of time to like think about it. It allowed me to like form the concept inside my small little catfish brain. Once I graduated, the first thing that I did was to start working on it. Now we have Peeshbowl Art Studio. I actually wanted it to be Fishbowl because I didn't really want to have my name on it. But, well, oh well. Basically, it's basically an art studio where you work with fishes. However, this is not your typical art studio. This is not your typical art studio. I mean, I'm not a typical VTuber as well, you know, I'm literally a catfish, so let's not go for a typical art studio as well. It's gonna be a little bit unorthodox than your typical art studio. You know how art studios, they basically like work on big projects and work with a bunch of artists to finish the project and they pay the artists to do that? I didn't want to go that route, but I'm still technically an art studio. Maybe it's because of a lack of a better name, but it is gonna be an art studio. The way we do things is similar to being a freelancer, because I've been a freelancer for 5-6 years, right? I really loved the fact that I am a freelancer. You know, the freedom to choose your projects, the freedom to choose when to work, not clock in and clock out every day. I really value, you know, time freedom, as well as being able to like up or down your prices at will. So Peeshbowl Art Studio is gonna be kind of similar for the artists as well. So artists in Peeshbowl Studio is, instead of working on a bigger project together, it's gonna be kind of like a VTuber talent agency in a way. But instead of VTubers, it's artists being managed by a single, you know, entity, which is Peeshbowl. And they're gonna be working as individual artists in this studio. And I'm just gonna be there to, you know, guide them, give them opportunities and stuff like that. And this is our 3 new artists. You can check them out. But yeah, we have these 3 amazing fishes. So this is basically how I came up with the idea of Peeshbowl. Ever since I've been working as an artist, I've been like swamped with clients for most of my time. So my clients are like, Peesh, let me commission you, and I'm always like, I'm full, and then I'm just flooded. I'm just flooded with commissions. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could use this as an opportunity and, you know, share the opportunity to other artists that would love to have more clients. So I was like, I know a guy. That's gonna be like my role in this whole fiasco. This is what Peeshbowl wants to promise. Peeshbowl promises to get their artists paid properly, maybe even more than what they're supposed to be paid. Help artists gain more opportunities. Clients also will get guaranteed completion, because one of the biggest drawbacks of getting a freelance artist is it's a freaking freelance artist, and unless they're super established, it's not that uncommon for projects to go wrong. This basically takes the good of both sides. You get a freelance artist, but also the assurance of a business holding it together. It makes things a little bit more, you know, safe. Not only for the client, by the way, but also for the artist. Because the artist will also be guaranteed to be paid, even if the client decides to ghost us. But yeah, also the projects are gonna be in my supervision. I'm obviously not gonna draw. I'm gonna be there to, like, you know, hand a little tip here, give like a little bit of, you know, ideas or stuff like that. And finally, of course, Peeshbowl promises to give me more simping power. More on that later. But another primary goal of Peeshbowl is to give me more simping power. I'll explain later. It's a very important part of the business. Alright, moving on. Of course, we won't use any AR art. Oh my god, my thing that was supposed to cover Eminem's face is not loading. It's not loading! No! It's supposed to be the Wajaja fish. Anyway, I think it goes without saying that we won't use AR art. So this is basically Peeshbowl Gen 0? Question mark? As you can see, it's kind of modeled after a VTuber agency, but of course we're not a VTuber agency, obviously. But yeah, right now we already have clients actually. Even before making Peeshbowl public, I already started promoting it to some people that I know. I also like forwarded some of my clients to them. You guys, if you're also interested, you can also commission them if you'd like. And then we have Bingkuuu, which is our social media manager, and then also editor, which will be helping us with managing Peeshbowl and also editing content. But yeah, also we have Hexen, a white-haired woman. Who would have known that I would hire a white-haired person as my business manager? Kidding aside, Hexen here offered to help us with business management because, you know, I don't really know much about that, and I'm really thankful, and I'm really looking forward to work with him more in the future. But yeah, now let me flex my artists, you know? This is Lady Ceph. I'm gonna show you some of her works. Look at this. Like, ooh la la. Yummy stuff. This one was also for Hexen. And here are some of their whips as well. Very nice. And it's not loading. Fucking hell. I'll get back to that later. Manta is a bit more in the very schmegsy art, you know, very intimate, very ooh la la, yummy. See that? Krabbe is a little bit more on the picturesque, like illustration kind of vibe. Look at that. Ooh, yummy stuff. Ooh, yeah, crazy. And it's on. Why is it not loading? Jesus Christ, let me go back. Apologies. We're having some technical issues right now. Alright, here's the message from Lady Ceph. Hello my dears, this is Lady Ceph. I'd be honored to be in everyone's care from now on. Do ring me a holler if you'd like quote-unquote art eyes emote. Together with my fellow fish interns Anchovy and Krabbe, we'll be sure to deliver with our best efforts. Hehehe. Now, try to imagine that in a very ladylike voice, please. Next, it is I, Krabbe. Krebstiere, ready to serve. This is just the posh Krabbe. But yeah, amazing stuff they worked on. This was the whip for the other stuff. Yeah, amazing stuff, amazing. And then this is Krabbe's message. Classic Krabbe. SpongeBob, the king of Saxons. Krabbe. Also, here's Anchan. actually commissioned Anchan for this Sevi illustration because, you know, I simp on Sevi and it was her debut and I was like, yo Anchan, I want to commission you. And that's what I meant by giving me more simping power. Having artists at my disposal to commission, to simp on my VTubers that I love. That's what I mean by simping power, you know? I'm gonna get more simping power. So honestly, this is more of a passion project than an actual very profitable business in my side because I'm probably gonna spend quite a bit of some money just by simping on VTubers. And they're also working on a design right now. But yeah, they're working on a design right now. And this one was one of the first illustrations that I made. I don't want to show it because it's also pre-debut. But yeah. Oh yeah, here's their message. Hello Peesh-san, I think I started to see a lot of your art about more than a year ago. I quietly sat from afar and admired your skill and consistency ever since. I have a lot of respect for the work that you do and I am rooting for your success. Congrats on the Peeshbowl debut. When you scouted this lost anchovy, I was honestly surprised, but very much grateful nonetheless. I'm looking forward to working with you all the more in the future. I can't wait to see all of this flourish. Rage. I love the emotes. What a cute little fish, you know? And here's our message from Hexen. Congratulations on your art debut, Peesh. Kudos to your ambition and drive to not only start your own business, but also provide fellow artists with an avenue to look and solicit overseas clients for their portfolios. I look forward to seeing how the Peeshbowl flourishes in the future. Writing this again because the Peesh wanted to include our names. Congrats on Peeshbowl Art Studio. Debut Peesh gang. Yeah, you don't want to mess with my fish gang, you know? I hope to be able to support everyone involved for as long as possible. Hell yeah. And then here's Bingkuuu. Hello everyone, I am Bingkuuu with triple U's. Don't forget, the Hammerhead Shark social media manager. I'm really looking forward to bringing you fun, creative, and inspiring content along the way. Shout out to Peesh-san for making this idea into a reality. I'm ever so grateful and excited to be part of Peeshbowl Art Studio. I hope you enjoy what's coming. Swims away. That's kind of cute. And here's the future of Peeshbowl. I can see that we would, you know, maybe perhaps in the future we'd get more artists. Maybe even host internships. I also want to produce merch perhaps in the future as well. And then also do like big collaborative projects like a normal art studio would do. Maybe you could look into animation, maybe manga or stuff like that. We also want to publish like art magazines and VTuber magazines, like featuring a bunch of VTubers. Maybe we're gonna start with local VTubers, but we might look into also international stuff. And then yeah, charity. If this business actually becomes profitable, God knows if it will. I would really love to look into charity. Also, charity is tax deductible, so there's a reason to do so. And then we also want to attend international conventions because hell yeah, we're gonna conquer the world. We're gonna conquer the world, man. I also want to do art bombs. Like imagine I choose one VTuber that I want to simp on, and I just ask all 3 artists, yo, let's art bomb this person. And imagine they just get surprised being art bombed by 4 artists. That's gonna be crazy. Also, I want to fund art contests as well in the future. I also want to thank you, these 3 amazing people, the very first clients of Peeshbowl. It's kind of special to be the first client. You know why? Because we literally have no fucking portfolio. All they had to base off of is their trust on me. So I was like, yo Ren, yo Suto, yo Sanson, I'm starting this small team of artists. If you'd be interested in commissioning them, that would be amazing. And they, without question, decided to participate and gave me money to commission the artists. And it's such a big help, you know. I didn't have to break my bank that much. The value and trust my clients places on me is just insane, and it's basically what gives me a lot of value, honestly. Moving on, I also want to thank these bunch of people. Bingkuuu, of course, my social media manager. None of this is possible without Bingkuuu because I don't have the time. And then of course Hexen for helping me out and offering to be the business manager. Thank you very much. I really, really, really appreciate it. Also, Koichi actually really helped me for like legal stuff because he knows some legal stuff about it, as well as for taxes, and also for pushing me to like actually get this over with. You know, a little bit of encouragement goes a long way. I wanna thank Koichi for that quite a lot. And then Coral is the one who made those pixel art. So go check her out as well. Do consider supporting her. And also the Hitotachi, of course. I am nothing without my community. That's like a pretty obvious truth. And also Peesh Mama and Papa, because honestly the subathon would have been way more hellish if it wasn't for my mother cooking dinner for me, cooking breakfast for me, cooking lunch for me. It would have been much of a hell of a time to stream 10 days consecutively if I'd still have to like, you know, do the groceries, cook my food, and all that stuff. And also for my father, for being the very responsible father and not leaving us with Deb like some parents do. And also teaching me a lot of things as I grew up. I learned a lot of things from my father, so there's that. Thank you very much for everyone. Also everyone here who listened. Thank you for listening to me yap about this. And that's about it. I hope to make it so that we work together in the future. I look forward to interacting with these other fishes other than me, and hey, this really changes the game, you know. I'm kind of used to working solely for myself. Way back, it's all about me. I'm just, you know, working on myself, getting more clients, getting more opportunities, getting more projects. And now it kind of changes the game. It's now no longer my success, but my success also kind of helps out other people as well. My editor, the artist as well, because you know, my success also brings in like a bunch of opportunities as well. But yeah, that's about it. That's the debut. It's a really big dream to actually, you know, when you're here in the Philippines, art isn't really that like big of an industry. It's very normal here to undervalue art, and if this is a step in that direction of actually valuing art in the Philippines, like having the Philippines recognized internationally as good producers of art, more than it is right now, it would be great. That's definitely one of the missions that this art studio has, you know. But we are too small for that. That's undeniable. We are too small for that. It's one thing to be recognized individually as an artist, but it's a different thing to have an impact on the actual industry. So who knows, maybe in the future. Only time will tell the future of this art studio. If it succeeds, then that would be great. If it doesn't, then so be it.